Another thing I want to ask you is that through this platform that you guys have created, both online and offline, you have had you have been blessed to have a lot of opportunities to listen to stories from people from basically all walks of life. Yeah. So
Yeah.
could you please maybe share a story that you feel like has left the most impact on you? Perhaps a one that you feel like you won't ever forget for the rest of your life. Is there any
There's
story
been
like
a
that?
lot of stories like that, but I'd like to mention two stories that I'm so glad we got in public.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about the offline stories, okay?
Yeah.
Because that's what moves you, right? Like you see it in real life, and
Exactly.
they share the story, and you cry sitting where you are. So one of the stories was when we had the event in Stories Unfold, Kasaragod.
Okay.
It was one of the most underrated events because we didn't have a really good audience that time, since a few tickets were given without rates, without payment.
Yeah.
I think people take it for granted. They don't give any respect to the event when we don't keep a price
Oh
for
yeah.
the ticket. So we decided that we're never doing it again. Anyways, one of the speakers that day was one of my mother's friends. Okay, he's blind. He was
Hmm.
born blind, but he completed his PG in computer science
Damn.
with first rank.
Whoa.
Right? Sorry, not computer science, an MBA, I think. Yeah. So he completed it with first rank in Kannur University, and he became a professor. And he also cleared his net exams, and with net exams with JRF,
Damn.
with a rank or something like that. And the way he was talking about all the hardships that he's went through, he never he was smiling throughout. He delivered his talk throughout, and the things that he has gone through are horrible. Like, we if we were in his position, we wouldn't even dream of doing so much,
Oh yeah.
even attempting to get a PG,
Yeah.
because he was barred from even writing his 12th standard exams. He was
Oh my
told
god.
you can't do it. He fought, he filed a case in the court, he did it anyways. So it's the kind of stories that tells you that they can do it, and what the hell are we doing with our lives?
Point. Point.
Even disabilities don't stop them. Another story was with Shyam Kumar. I don't know if you know him. He was one of the storytellers at Trishur TNT at the open mic.
Okay.
We loved his stories so much that we told him, you have to come to our Unfold as well. So we
Hmm.
took him to our Stories Unfold Cochin, and we gave him a stage there too. His story never fails to make people cry. He was I don't even want to tell you his story, because you know what? I'm not going to tell you his story.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
Cool.
just going to tell you that it will be out on YouTube.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
be
I'll
out
watch
on
it then.
YouTube.
We'll
We'll
watch
be
it then.
putting it out soon. Yeah, just watch it then, because only then the authenticity will be there for this.
Yeah. Through these social talks that you have conducted, you guys have tried to tackle a lot of topics that have been rather been referred to as taboo. Like you guys have open talks about menstruation red cycle, then uh, mental health, depression, etc. So, what do you think that people of our generation should already be doing to make a more profound impact on changing the society's, I don't know, views about these topics?
Honestly, I'm so glad that you looked into all of these things. I'm so looked into all of these things that you've done. Okay,
It's
so
been you guys have
the
been actually
problem with
making
our
an impact.
generation today is we involve in a lot of negative banter. Basically, any situation that is going to make me feel like I am dominant or I am great, I would try to snatch. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the reason why lately our generation is obsessed with a lot of fights that's going on online. A
True.
lot of unnecessary roasting that's happening currently in the current scenario. Okay, so this
Yeah.
has been happening for a very long time, since many months and many years. We are looking for some place or the other where some kind of a fight happens, so that we can contribute in some way without having any effective outcome out of it.
True.
So there's nothing good or productive happening at the end of it. It's just a banter, and it will be forgotten in a while
Yeah.
because another banter will start.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the middle of all of this, we are failing to give any kind of importance to things that actually matter, especially among the youth. It's sad that old people, usually elderly people, tell us that I wasted my entire youth. I had to have kids, or I had to become this old to realize that this is what actually mattered in life. And by
Yeah.
the time that happens, there's not much that they can do about it, anyways.
Yeah.
So we found it extremely important to bring attention to those kind of things early on, to
Yeah.
make sure that all of that's being spoken about in our generation in itself, so that maximum awareness can be spread, so that maximum people get to know about it and actually don't worry about seeking help,
Hmm.
break the taboo, break the stigma around these things. So it's high time. I mean, there's a lot that we can learn from Western culture, and still we end up learning the worst things.
Yeah. True.
One of the best things that we can learn is how they seek help. Whenever
Yeah.
it's required without stigma, they seek help. Maybe that's one of the best things that we can learn from them. But no, we end up learning the worst things.
True. True. And how do you? And there are a lot of notions, like a lot of false notions surrounding all these topics, be it the red cycle or mental health or depression. What do you feel like? What do you think is a frustrating notion that has been sticking around for too long that it needs to be put an end to as soon as possible?
Definitely that in the cases of menstruation, it will be that menstrual blood is impure. There's a
Oh,
notion that
yeah,
menstrual blood is impure.
yeah.
And since it's just because of that one statement that
Yeah.
women everywhere are facing a lot of issues, that
I
she's
still don't get
impure,
that
that she
idea.
should
Why?
not be touched when she's,
Yeah, she should not enter temples or mosques. So
she
I
should
don't
not
get
enter
that. Yeah,
temples, she should not pray, she should not be touched. That's the worst. She becomes untouchable. That's illegal according to our law,
yeah,
and still that happens, right? So there's everything that she should not eat from the same plate that everybody else is eating.
yeah.
She
My
can't
God,
enter the kitchen. It's inhuman.
it
It's
is.
very inhuman.
It
So I think
is.
that should be done away with, no matter what. Yeah. Another thing when it comes to mental health is, oh, okay, the way we so loosely use the word mad or crazy,
Yeah,
and we give absolutely no understanding towards a mental illness.
yeah. Good point.
We don't. The only thing that is a trend is depression,
Yeah,
because everybody feels sad in one or the other way at one point of their life.
true.
So that's the only thing that they can relate to. So they just call every kind of sadness depression. That's not acceptable. But every other form of mental illness is looked down upon.
Yeah,
That's not recognized at all.
they just
For
term it as crazy.
example,
Yeah,
other personality, yes, they just term every one of them as crazy. It just
yeah.
can't be put under one label like that.
So either you're crazy or you're a freak. It's just too much
Yeah,
sometimes
yes.
for people like that.
There's no understanding.
Yeah,
There's just no
I
understanding.
truly believe that people need to get more sensitive about what they even say when speaking to other person.
Yes. Yeah. So the thing is, when we say something to someone, right,
Yeah,
we are not thinking twice before saying that. We're just saying what we want to say. We're
exactly.
not saying it by thinking whether what I'm saying is going to hurt the other person, or what kind of an impact that it's causing on the other person or not. Just like you said. So
Yeah,
basically, we're causing hurt and pain in them, and not even giving a shit about it.
yeah,
But what we said can leave a mark on them for years. It can create a trauma inside of them. It can create a turmoil inside of them, or it can, worsen the insecurities that they already have. So,
yeah,
what we say, words matter a lot. Words are very powerful. So, we can always make a choice of never saying the bad thing at all. Even if you want to say something bad to them, we can make a choice of not saying it, because
yeah.
not saying it is better than saying it. Saying it is not helping you or them. It's not going to help
Exactly,
you either.
exactly.
it's
So
just it's
true.
just going to make you a terrible person for saying it.
Yeah.
What's the point anyways?
What's next for Suhana? And for Stories Revolutionary?
Okay, what's next for me is I'm gonna obviously go back to Bangalore,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna make changes from how I was in my first semester.
Oh.
This is very personal, right?
Yeah.
Because I am not okay with the way I treated myself in my first semester. I was not kind to me. I did not treat myself well. So I have learned throughout this time period on how I can be better to myself. So I've made sure that this time when I go back, I'm treating myself better in many ways,
Yeah.
in developing my knowledge, in having a better career, in talking to other people, in making friends, in every aspect of my personal life. I'm gonna be more careful and put more effort into what I do, as well as love myself. Suhana, love yourself. It's something I keep telling myself.
Pure shit. Pure shit.
For Stories Revolutionary, though, we're waiting for everything to go back to uh, a better place so
Yeah.
that we can have public events. We can bring public to come to programs and feel better and, rejoice, have a better state of mind. So we've been planning for a camp
Yeah.
based only on mental health, only completely on
Oh.
mental health. So it was called Mind Reboot. Once upon a time, for Mind Reboot. It was a
Oh.
Mind Reboot camp. So we've been planning this since January, but since a lot of other issues have been happening around, we could not make that happen. I
Hmm.
think now more than ever, when the lockdown ends, that's probably what people will need to
True.
reboot your
True.
mind and come back to,
People are gonna be. Yeah.
getting your goals and life sorted.
People are going to be so frustrated after this because I don't know what's happening to me. It's like there's nothing to do. I mean, there's obviously things to do. That's what I'm realized when I see your stuff, or some other people's stuff, when I watch, content creators. But personally, I've been feeling, damn, there's actually nothing much to do. I don't even, I realize that I don't even have much hobbies. So I need to make up more hobbies and, start doing stuff. So it's
Just take
actually,
it slow. Just take it slow. Learn about yourself in this time.
there's not much to learn about myself. Actually,
That's what you think.
yeah, probably that's
That's
true.
what you think.
That's true.
Put in some effort into learning into yourself. I'm actually planning to conduct a tiny little workshop, not a workshop, but it's a worksheet. You can call it a worksheet.
Okay.
It's on intention setting. I thought I'll be doing a webinar on it. So I'll be taking a few registrations in as well, only for people who are interested to do it.
Okay.
Intention setting is basically how you can manifest your goals, your dreams, your desires into your real life by doing intention setting. Okay,
This
it's
is for
something I
me.
have
I'm
tried.
there. This is for me.
It's something I've tried last year with my mom. My mom led it for me and my brother, and it is crazy amazing. I think it works very very much. So I thought, why not do it for other people as well, especially during this time. They might be feeling like there's no purpose in
One final topic that I wanted to touch upon that you've been very vocal about is sexism and women harassment. I mean, even around our college, in my
Hmm.
college, a lot of stuff have been coming out, which is deeply saddening and truly disheartening because people, these are not people who are uneducated, who doesn't know how to,
Hmm.
not supposed to not know how to know how not to and how to behave to a woman. A lot of girls, I think almost all the girls who are studying with me has had at least one or two such experiences where they have been harassed
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
previously.
yeah,
And what
yeah.
do you think about it? What's your take on it?
Okay, if you ask me what I think about it, there's just too much that I'll say. I'll rant because there's just too much that I think about it,
Yeah.
obviously. But from what you have said, it's true. It's true. The problem is almost every girl I know has experienced it. Every girl I know has actually undergone abuse in itself.
Yeah.
But the men I know do not know any rapists, do not know any abusers.
Exactly.
That's impossible. I think that's impossible. It's impossible for all girls to have experienced it, but all men to not know anybody who's an abuser. Or they're just hiding it because
I-
they could be abusers in itself, right?
either either
Themselves.
either either women are hiding it, or we are ignorant too much. I mean, it's high time that we pay attention.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Yes.
too
Very
sad.
ignorant. Now, have you seen those talks about how yes, all men came into picture, and there was a lot of fights against that.
Yeah, I heard
How
about it.
people were saying not all men, not all men, and a few
Hmm.
feminists came up saying yes, all men. Yeah, I get where that rage comes from. That rage comes from the place that all patriarchy basically benefits all men. It's
Yeah,
not that all men are abusers. It doesn't come from that perspective or from that particular point of view. It comes from how all men are benefited by patriarchy. That makes sense. That makes sense because
that makes complete
when
sense.
everybody is benefited, yeah, I agree totally that patriarchy also has a lot of negative impacts on men,
Hmm.
basically in toxic masculinity and in asking them to cover up their emotions and a lot of issues like that.
Yeah,
But bottom line, it's beneficial for men because it takes another kind of load off of them, right?
yeah.
So agree or not, but it does in many ways.
Yes, it
uh,
does.
that's where a lot of sexism comes from. When you feel like you're better than the other sex, when you feel like you have more power than the other sex, when you feel like when you have actually experienced it from your childhood in little things, like your mom telling you, you go sleep or you watch the TV, it's okay. Your sister cleans the washroom, cleans the plates, sister cleans the room.
Hmm.
So when both of you are growing up together, but your mom specifically targets, I always get confused with the
No
word, sorry.
problem.
So targets your sister to do certain things because your mother also has a patriarchal mindset because that's where she grew up from. She can't help it. That's what she grew up into.
Yeah.
So targeting that way and growing up in that particular way, like Reema Karlingel said. I don't know if you've seen her TED talk. Her TED talk has the story about how she fought for a fish
Hmm.
fry.
Okay.
പൊരിച്ച മീനിന് വേണ്ടി
Yeah.
തല്ലുകൂടിയതായിരുന്നു because her brother got a fish fry, her father got a fish fry. Why not her?
Oh,
If
I
they
got.
get, why not her? Right?
Yeah.
So that's where her feminism started from.
Damn.
The sexism exists in these little tiny things that we don't think is a big deal. It starts from there, it stems from there.
Yeah.
So these things grow up into big things because we think it's not a big deal. When
Yeah.
we keep thinking it's not a big deal, we keep doing bigger things and bigger things, and nobody says anything against us for doing it. So we
Hmm.
think it's okay to do it. So we keep doing it. And then it gets worse and worse and worse. And some, see, even when it comes to sexual assault and sexual abuse, right?
Yeah.
It's not about lust as much as it is about dominance.
It is. It's true. It's true.
Researchers say that it's about
Yeah.
dominance more than lust. So people men usually just want to assert their dominance over the other gender or anybody,
Hmm.
even with men who abuse boys.
Yeah.
Even they just want to just assert their dominance. I'm not talking about pedophiles. I'm not talking about mentally ill people. I'm talking about people who commit assaults and abuse and rapes only in general. Okay, so that's what the research says. Why do you feel like you have to you have to feel dominant over the other person? Why do you have that innate feeling that you have to do it?
Hmm.
It's something that's grown from your childhood in itself. It's
Yeah.
something that you've seen your fathers or your uncles or your grandfathers be. You've seen them become bigger than the other gender,
Hmm.
so you feel like that's what you have to be too. You feel like you also have to reach there. In case you're a man with a lot of insecurities, then it's worse. Men with a lot of insecurities are the ones who usually end up doing these things.
Keeps cutting.
So
Hello.
all of these
Yeah.
people actually need mental help. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. I can hear you.
So all of these people actually need mental help.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go on and rant
It's
if
okay. It's
you
okay. It's
ask me a
okay.
topic
Continue. I
that
want to hear this. I can hear you.
passionate to me.
No, please continue.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I actually made a video about how it's very normal for very normal to be heckled on stage,
Yeah.
especially for women anchors and women speakers. But when it comes to men speakers, they're respected and they're applauded and
Hmm.
they're clapped.
Hmm.
Since my childhood, I had to endure a lot of heckling. I had to endure a lot of erangi podi. However good I was, even if I was one of the best, I would still have to endure a lot of heckling. And when I actually lost myself was the point when I heard sexual remarks from the audience. That's the point I was just like, guys, this is just
not okay.
out. This is just crazy. Not at all okay. I wanted to respond at that point, but I knew that if I respond, they're not scared of anything, those boys. So even if I respond, they're going to say things back to me. They're going to prove that they are not scared of anything either. And it's just going to be something that they're expecting me to do. They're telling me that because they want me to fall. They want me to, respond to them, tell them that it's hurting me or cry or fall down. They want to see me hurt because they can't believe that a girl is up there doing things they can't do. In a place like Kasaragod, especially because no girl does it.
True.
Right? So I know what they're expecting. Badly hurt.
I think it all stems from the fact that many can get away from whatever they do, whatever they end up doing. It's probably. Do you feel the environment being shifted at all?
They can get away with it.
Like when it comes to
gradual. It may be gradually, but I think we're not gonna get anywhere like for having actual equality in another probably 200 years. That's very hopeless to say, but I don't see it happening because there's so much of sexism and misogyny and patriarchy is so beneficial for them that they're not going to let go of it. You see the whole hate towards feminism happening, right? You see how so many people are completely against it and so keen on hell-bent on bringing women down who are feminists. So when there are people like that who are existing, when they are benefiting from all of these things, they're not going to give up. Of course, yes, there's a lot of new movements happening. There's a lot of new amazing things happening. There's a lot of men in itself setting out and creating a path for such good things to happen and for both sexes to get equality and equity mainly. Gradually, hopefully, yes.
Let's just hope. Let's just wait and hope. Let's just not just wait. Let's be active.
Let's do things as well.
Yeah, let's do things.
Exactly.
And then let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
And I think I've covered pretty much most of the questions that I've wanted to ask you. It's been a lot of fun. I mean,
Thank you so much, Rohit. I had fun too.
Yeah, the whole AV Club has actually wanted to do this for a long time now. And I'm really glad that we could actually finally do it. Probably in future we could do something with all 4 creators and maybe
definitely
story team, the entire story team at some point. Let's hope. So for the best, and you take care.
We'd love to come to NIT for some event or something someday.
And Tatva Ragam, then also from do some program.
I've come to Ragam actually. I've come to Ragam.
You take care.
You keep in touch.
Yeah, we will be in touch and have fun. Have lots of fun. And
you
take care.
Too. Have fun.
Yes.
Do things you love.
Bye.
Have great fun.
Yeah.
Make use of this time. Take care, Har. Bye-bye.